Hey guys, my name is Licia Rice. This is for my social work class with Dr. Robinson, which is online. And I'm here to talk about my assignment that I recently had as far as religion is concerned. So, we were supposed to do an interview and go attend a service of another religion. And this is the interview part, but it's not really complete because there's no one else here with me to do my interview. But I do have the questions, I do have them answered, and I will put them up as well. But I definitely did want to talk to you guys about my part of the assignment. So I had to pick a different religion because I'm a Christian. So I had to do research and find out interesting things like beliefs, customs, traditions, all the good stuff about another religion. And I chose Judaism. And off the bat, before I picked it, I kind of knew some things, but not really. So what I learned basically from talking to my friend Matt, who is Jewish per se, he kind of taught me simple little things that he knew because he's sort of a Jewish man, but not really. He doesn't really practice it a lot. So he kind of taught me some things about the Torah, which is kind of like, as a Christian, a Bible. So that's kind of, there's a similarity between that. As far as like services are concerned, there is a huge difference because I attended the service, which was a whole experience in itself. But we'll get to that later. I asked Matt a few questions for the interview, and he kind of explains how Judaism works and how he went to a different school, how he had to learn a whole different language, how he was raised. There's a lot of things they don't celebrate, like they don't celebrate Easter, they don't celebrate Christmas. They believe in God, but they don't believe that he rose from the dead and that he saved us humans on earth. So it's a little different, but kind of interesting, more so to say. And basically, I kind of actually talked to my parents too because they kind of studied this a little bit as well. And I kind of learned that we have similar beliefs as far as she is concerned, but the main belief that is very, very different is that he didn't save us. And they have Hanukkah, where they have 8 candles. There's 4 on one side or 5 and the rest, and there's one in the middle, and each day they light a candle. And I'll kind of get to that later in my paper for those who know about the assignment. But I thought a lot of this was very interesting, to say the least. It was very different, and I guess at this point I'll talk about their service because how that really brought out how I feel about Judaism overall. So me and my friend went to the service, and when we got there, we didn't park. Actually, which was really strange to me, we didn't park actually by the building. We had to walk up, and I guess that was kind of weird because I guess some Judaism's practice, like where on Sundays on that day of service, you're not supposed to drive, and because you're not supposed to start a fire or a flame or anything like that. So that was different. And then we walk in, and he has on this little hat. I don't want to call it's not a hat, but for lack of better words, I'll just say hat to cover it. And that's part of their religion where they have to do that when they step into a temple. And some Jews wear it all the time, but he doesn't. And he was dressed overall in a button-down shirt, dress pants, dress shoes, and he had a jacket with him, but he didn't wear it. But he was very formal in a sense, and I tried to dress formal. I had a kind of like a plain button-down shirt. It was red, black jeans, and flats, and that's not normally how I dress for church. And we walked in, and I noticed like the walls were all white. They were bright. It was very opening. And when we walked in, there was a table with pamphlets and stuff like that for a service, and then there was a blanket more so, where I saw some older gentleman putting it on. It's called a prayer blanket, more so to say. and you say a prayer before you go into the temple for service. And Matt, he did it. I didn't do it because I'm just there to observe. And I'll just say, like, the looks that I got when I walked in was just like, who is this girl? We don't, it was more so said really awkward at first. It didn't really feel welcoming, didn't really feel like they were really interested in knowing who I was, or they were just kind of off guard. And so, I tried to smile and, try to give off a good vibe, but I don't know if it really worked. But so we sat in the back when we first went in. I noticed that there were many, many plaques along the wall with many names on it. So I'm just going to assume like they were just names of people who either passed away or have donated to a church, or to the temple, I should say. So they have pews. When we first go, me and Matt sat down, and I noticed that they had the books in the pews, like in the back of the pew in front of you, and they had like a little kneel thingy that you put down on the floor when you're praying. And I thought that was really interesting. And I looked inside the book. It was a whole different language. It was Hebrew. Can't read Hebrew for anything. I'm terrible. I wouldn't even try. But I'm so glad they had the English version because I didn't know what they were saying. I'll just say during the service, I was just like, I was really sleepy. I was strained. It was really long. Like, it was a lot of on and off prayers and follow along and read this. I'm not a reader. It wasn't really the most comfortable thing for me to read a lot during that service. It was kind of interesting to see like how it was set up overall. Like the pews were kind of in a circular motion, so it like went around, and then there was like a podium kind of stage in the center where the rabbi did his teaching with the Torah, and that was pretty interesting to me. When we sat in the back, so the rabbi's back was towards us. So I didn't want to be seen. So I didn't want to be noticed because I was already noticed in the lobby, which was kind of uncomfortable. So overall, the service was okay. If I had to rate like a 1 to 5, like 5 being the best and 1 being the worst, it was like a 3. So, but comparing it to my church, totally different experience. Our church is called Love Fellowship Church, and it's a no judgment zone. So anybody can come in. We welcome everybody, no matter the race, color, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter about your past. And we try to make visitors feel welcome to come in. So if we don't know you, someone's most likely going to come up and ask you, hi. They're going to ask you, what's your name? Where are you from? Do you know anybody at this church? And they'll most likely give you a hug, okay? And then they'll probably seat you. We have ushers that will tell you and greet you, where you can sit. And then most likely they'll probably introduce somebody else. I'll just say my church personally is very family oriented, so there's a lot of family members that go there. So once you know one, you'll know another person as well. Church service kind of goes like when you first arrive, you get greeted, you get seated, and then we have praise and worship where we have music, and we kind of open the area for God and the Spirit to come in, so that when the preacher preaches, we can receive the word. And we use a Bible, which is kind of like the Torah for Judaism, and we read the scriptures that's going to be set for the sermon, and then we hear the sermon. And after the sermon, we have tithe and offerings, which is where a tithe is for God and the offering is for the church too. And if I have that wrong, I'm really sorry. But yeah, that's how we do that. And then afterwards, we have some more songs, and we have some more praise, and then for the most part, we have a closing prayer, and then we go home. And usually church overall isn't that long, and if it is long, it doesn't feel like it, because when you're really paying attention and really following along, it doesn't feel like you're not worried about the time. You worry about what you're getting out of it from the message. And I'll just say, there's times when I walked out of there with a heavy heart and feeling like there's a lot on my shoulders, and I came out feeling like it was all gone. So I feel like church kind of like fixes and recharges me for the betterment. And that's pretty much being a Christian. You just try to strive to be like God the best you can. And you strive to be the best you can be. And you follow the 10 Commandments, Well, you try your best to. Nobody's perfect. But, we want to strive to be like God as close as possible. And being a Christian and being raised in that way has been, it's a personal journey that everybody is going to have to go through if you're a Christian. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And, you grow every single day. There's no set way on how to be a Christian. But there are beliefs and rules and standards to a Christian that, we all have. Like, usually, like, when I tire, for example, I don't really, I wouldn't ever go to church in some booty shorts or a sports bra or like just a tank top. Usually I'll go to church and I can get away with like jeans and a nice dressy shirt and maybe some heels and jewelry and earrings, and that's usually fine. Some people dress a little bit more dressy, where they might wear like a nice suit or it can be somewhat formal. But I'll just say my church, it's not really like that. Like our pastor, he wears jeans and a nice button-down shirt, or sometimes he'll wear kind of like nice pantsuits and a nice shirt to go with it. So, I mean, my church is kind of casual, not too much pressure, and I will say it's very, very loud. I mean, you can hear anything that's going on from outside of our church building, which is good, so that way people can feel welcome to come in and not really intimidated. We don't want them to feel pressured, but then again, we're just like, if you didn't know anything about church, you would think we're kind of crazy, but I like it. And this assignment was really good to like be able to investigate another religion, kind of, in a say, and learn about it in a different way and hear someone else's perspective. And I'll just say Matt, the guy that the interview with, he is a Jewish man, but he doesn't really practice it. So it's more so he was raised that way, but he doesn't really he doesn't really follow it. Like, I know in Judaism, you're not supposed to wear a hat. He wears a hat all the time. Like, anytime I see him, he usually has a hat on. They don't believe in tattoos. He has, like, a few tattoos. So, he doesn't really identify himself as a Jewish man, which is okay with me. But I kind of found it interesting because his parents are complete Jewish people. Like, they follow it to the T. And that kind of made it more interesting that he doesn't. So, yeah, that was pretty much all I wanted to say. And again, I want to apologize for not being able to have Matt here with me for this part. But he does have his answers done, and I do have them, and they will be uploaded as well with this video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye.